My name is Father Mike Barry, and I come to you especially with teachings from Mary's Mantle. And again, today I want to bring you something that maybe is very appropriate. It's appropriate because it tells you how to do a discernment or how to make a decision. And we have the little picture of a discernment process before you so that you can look at it. You can also get it on the Mary's Mantle website. And especially coming up to election, we have to make a decision. Are we going to vote this way or that way? And we need to make a good decision. And this applies not only to election, but to other elements in our life when we have to make a decision about something that seems to be important and essential that we come to a decision. And what this is a discernment process. The question can have only one answer, yes or no. Not, it could be this or that, either or. That doesn't enter in here. So you have to form the question. And the question can be like, should I attend this church or should I invest in this money business or should I vote this way or that way? And again, that's the question. Once you form the question, there are five possible answers. Five possible answers. You have them before you. You have yes, yes, I don't know, maybe no, and no. So that's the outline of what you have in front of you. And we begin, this is a 30-hour process. 30-hour process. It's best to do it in 30 days. Sometimes people try to rush it and get it done, and when they're getting it done, so often, they speed it up, and it's not as effective as if they spread it out over about 30 days. And so what you have are those five possible answers. Okay. Now the first one is the head. Logically, what is this telling me about the question I have? Is it logical that I make this decision? And how logical is it? And you have five possible answers. So you spend an hour each day on um, this uh, this answer, okay? And 1 hour each day. So you have first is 9 hours with the head. Logically, does it make sense? Does it fit my life? Okay, does it have meaning for me? And then you check off on one of these little boxes, okay, what the answer is. If it's yes, maybe yes, and I don't know, okay, but you go back to it the next day, okay, and you do that for 9 days consecutively. Now we move on from there to the heart, to the heart. Again, it's 9 days that are spent, and in those 9 days, you do the same thing. Okay? What are my feelings about this? How do I feel about this? Will I hurt somebody if I make this decision? Will it change my life? Okay, is it according to my lifestyle? Is it according to my lifestyle? The lifestyle I'm living. Does it contradict that? Okay, things of that sort. How do I feel about this whole thing? People are saying they should make the decision this way and that way. Is that affecting me? In making the decision. So again, you check it off. 9 days, different answers that come across. Okay. So then you move along to what God is saying. Again, it's 9 days, okay? And again, you do the same thing. Is this according to the gospel? Is this according to the way of God? Okay? In other words, is this according to the right way of living? Okay? Is this according to what God is telling me that this is right? And again, can I go away from that? Can I depart from that? Because I think this is more important than what God is telling me. So there's a struggle that goes on there. There's a struggle that goes on there. So again, you have all three, the head, the heart, and what is God telling me. Now, at the end of those 27 days, sum up the different columns here. And as you sum them up, then decide there will be one that will have a majority, okay, one that has a majority. If it comes down to I don't know, unfortunately, you start all over again. So it's of the 27 days, you'll have one that sort of looks out at you, as it were. Sort of, it's the decision seems to be in that way. And then you have 3 hours, even 3 days, but can I live with this? Can I live with this decision? I've made a super effort in trying to come to the right decision. Can I make this decision? Can I live with this? Or can I not live with this? I can't live with this. Okay. In other words, it's too much for me. I can't make that type of decision. I'm not there yet. All of those things. So in that sense, okay, you have made a discernment. You have made a discernment. And again, you need to sort of be patient with yourself, especially that summary. The summary is the last part of it. And that's the most important part, because you have done all of these things that should be there and telling you something. This is what you should be doing. Okay? Your problems with maybe yes and maybe no sort of is not conclusive. It's not conclusive. And again, when you're making a decision, I think it's Saint Ignatius who said, never make it in desolation. What he means by that is when you're down, when you're sort of in a crisis mode and you're sort of forced to do something, when you're going to rush at it, okay, always make it in consolation, when you have a sense of who you are, who God is in your life, how you're living your life, sort of a peaceful place to be so that you can make that decision, okay? And this whole process is borrowed from St. Thomas Aquinas, okay, who lived in the 13th century. So again, you're trying to decide on maybe moving your house, or maybe a job situation, or maybe a difficult situation, things of that sort. It is a serious question. You can't figure out, this does not apply to ordinary things that you do. For instance, should I go shopping here or there, or should I buy a new car or not? Things of that sort. It has to be a serious event in your life that's coming up. Things of that sort that sometimes people rush into because I felt this is the right thing to do. That's only a third of the process, the feelings. Okay, what is the other 2/3 telling you? So many times we make a decision on our feelings, and it's the wrong decision. It sort of bounces back on us, it bites us, and so we regret it, even though we have, done that. So again, the idea is that you be directed by God. You have a sense of God's blessing in your life, and again, you're taking a serious process and trying to reach that decision, and also to pray about it. When it says, what is God saying? Make sure you pray in that aspect, especially in that aspect. So again, I share it with you. I'm sure you can get the form on the uh, Mary's Mantle. You can get the form there and download it, and also you can enter into your own process with that. But remember, it's a question that has one answer only to it. Okay, it cannot have, an either or answer. It cannot say that should I do this or that. That's not a question. That's not a valid question in this process. So I thank you, and I pray now that it's helpful to you. It's helpful to you, and it will help you in discerning and making good decisions. And you can use this often. You can use this often in your life, because after all, sometimes, as the scripture says, fools rush in where angels dare to tread. We're trying to make a decision, and we don't have enough information. We don't have enough sort of spiritual um, help in it, the power of the Spirit. All of these things are involved. And we need to be upbeat, in a sense, at peace, not burdened, especially burdened, because that sort of limits the responses. So I thank you, and may God bless you.